ADD fam? So, I did the video yesterday on, Tom, Dick, and Harry, as I discussed. So, if you didn't watch the other video, I had this girlfriend, her dad's name was Harry, and her uncles, his brothers were Tom and Dick. Tom, Dick, and Harry. So, I missed one of the best stories, funny story to me, and hopefully you guys get a kick out of it too. One of the craziest things that went down during that time frame, okay? So I move in with this girl, and we're kicking it, and we move in with her parents, right? And her mom and dad are cool as shit. They don't do drugs or anything, but we do. We have the master bedroom, and there's these louvers. One door is a regular door. The other door was like louvers, right? So we'd sit in there and smoke weed and crack and smoke the house out. So that wasn't funny, whatever, just a little trivia. Like I said, I was big into bongs at the time, so was she. We used to get these 2-foot glass graphics. My hands are here. A foot and 2-foot glass graphics. She had this dog, Odie. All the time, Odie would come in there and knock our bong off the table and break it. It happened several times. So, like I said, we were big into bonging. At this time, I was doing a lot of crack. She was bringing in money, and I was working. So, I was a crackhead at the time. And so I was doing crack all the time and smoked weed. And so this was at a time where some of my friends were heavy into dealing. My good friend, Buddy Scott, he was a big coke dealer. So was my buddy Eric. He was a large coke dealer at the same time. There was quite a few of my boys that were into this slinging dope. I used to sell coke, weed, pills, microdots, all kind of shit was available in those days, right? I was able to get my hands on just about anything and everything. So I was getting all these exotics, I guess you would call, and bringing them around all our Dick Delicious crowd, right? So I'm all the time supplying all these guys different shit. So like I said, me and the guy Jay, the lead singer, were buddies. His girlfriend is my girlfriend's best friend. They work together, so we're gonna bond. He had long hair at the time. I had long hair then. I had long hair all the way past to my shoulders, one length. And I think, as I discussed, I went to boot camp and they shaved it. He shaved it off. So we was, like I said, all the time partying with them and having good old times. Well, we stayed at her parents' house. And like I said, we had a large bedroom, and they had a hot tub. So some of the time, Jay and Chrissy would come over. We'd get in the hot tub. We'd all drink together. We'd all party together all the time. This was the norm. So, like I said, she had this dog, Odie, and then she had this other dog. It was a little rat terrier, right? Everybody, maybe you don't know, a rat terrier it's like the smallest dog there is, right? Little bitty shit. So I'm all the time playing with the dogs and taking them in the backyard, doing all kind of crazy shit. So, and of course, it's gonna be a good one. Probably the best, or at least the craziest thing that happened to me during those days. Okay, so as I discussed, her father was a Honda mechanic, okay? So they had a couple cars, and the hot tub was under the carport, and they had a riding lawnmower, right? So, living there for free, I used to do different stuff and help her dad. One was mow the yard. So I used to use the riding lawnmower and I'd mow the yard, right? It was my average Saturday gig on the weekends. And I did a couple of errands and stuff for him, right? He was the same guy that see me walking one night. I think I've told the story. I got in a fight with these two guys at the bar, guys that I knew. My girlfriend at times, Natalie's friends, other good childhood best friend, this girl Tammy. The girl went to jail with the acid, as I discussed her, and I got in a fight with her husband and this other guy that I'd grown up with. And there, coincidentally, after I got out of boot camp, I went to a party with my buddy Donovan, and here's this guy, because I think I discussed it, my buddy Donovan worked at Dave & Buster's, and so did her ex-husband. So, when I got out, like I said, I met him and saw him at a party, just coincidentally, and talked and whatnot, and so they were already split up. So I remember they had a child together. So, there once again, I'm always bumping into people. There's a couple others. So, and as I've discussed, I even mess up from time to time. So hopefully you'll see it and understand that I'm not lying or trying to beat this mess the story up. I've messed the story up a few times. I did it with the Gunnar Allen Lindblom. I said something that was wrong. They were talking about where John Gotti lived, and I was going back from saying my aunt and uncle lived in Brooklyn, but I lived in Queens, and then in there I mess up and say that John Gotti lived in Queens. Wasn't the case. It was, like I said, it was in Brooklyn, where they said he grew up the street behind his family group had grown up. And so I messed up there, and I messed up a couple of times. Another one on this last video or two. What did I say? I said something that was wrong. Oh yeah, and I said somebody, and the guy in my backyard, Paul Bates, he had 2 Doberman pinchers. And then we were talking about Chris, the guy across the street who had to give his skibbies up. His dog wasn't a, whatchamacallit. I think I said it was a Doberman pinscher. It wasn't a Doberman pinscher. It was a hot dog. It was a, whatever a hot dog is. Not a beagle, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So, like I said, sometimes I'll screw up like that, and I said he was a Doberman pinscher, and he wasn't. Chris's dog was, like I said, a little hot dog. So these are just, when I say something, and it may sound off, I might have set it off. So it's not me lying, it's just making mistakes, we're all human. Like I said, this is a whole different ball game. Sitting here doing these videos and talking to this phone is a whole different story than me like talking to somebody face to face or on the telephone. I'm a little more self-conscious. I make more mistakes on this than I do, talking to people, talking on the phone. I don't, I'm not going to say that it happens to everyone, but it happens to me. So that's why I mess up from time to time. So, okay, anywho, so this girl has a dog, right? A little, is it Chihuahua? I don't know. Rat terrier, excuse me. She has this little rat terrier, and I'm all the time playing with him, and I'm all the time having to mow the yard. And like I said, when I would mow the yard, he would go on his chain. He had a chain that went from in between 2 trees, right? Just like 15, maybe 20 feet span that he can run. I just hook him up. He's got a little thing around his collar, like I said, and I just hook him onto this thing, onto the chain. And so he can run and stuff. He can have a good old time while mowing the yard. Of course, why I'm mentioning this, I'm not just telling you this because this is just average, normal shit. Of course not. Never is, never will be. I'm never going to talk about anything boring. I'll save my breath. So, drum roll, please. And by now, you're maybe starting to put it together. And if you see my videos, you can damn near envision, always the worst of the worst, always something way out there and fucked up's happening in every story I'm gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell you about me eating dinner with my parents, and I'm not gonna tell you stupid boring shit. So the dog's on a chain, right? And he's running his line. I'm riding the mower. I get the right lawnmower going, and What do you think happens? Go ahead. I need to do some live so I can like ask questions. I'm curious to see what people would think. I'm trying to pick my brain from a little bit of clues and stuff. I tell you what you think would happen. So I'm riding the lawnmower, and the little fuck runs around me a bunch of times and got this chain wrapped around me. Now I'm tied in riding lawnmower, right? I can't use my arms at all. He's run around this thing and tied me in. Honest to God, Scott, on everything I love, he run around this thing, had my arms bowed up so I couldn't move, and I run through the neighbor's fence, and when I get through over the fence, I'm all cut up and bruised and bloody. I've gone through a wire fence pretty much. And when I'm going, keep in mind, my arms are bowed up, right? I can't even use my arms. Once it goes to the amount of slack that he's out of, then it catapults him. Honest to God, no exaggeration. Here I am, arms wrapped around, bowed up, I got this fence all, in on me, all into the, it went through and it carried it. It didn't go far, but it carried a little bit. So there's wire all around me, and I'm trapped in this damn thing. And when it finally gave way, when it went to the dog didn't have any more slack, it catapulted him. This little baby dog went flying through the air. No exaggeration, like 20 feet ahead. He went like 5, 10, no more. He went about 8. He probably went about 10 to 15 feet in the air, and like I said, catapulted his ass. Fucking hilarious. Watching the dog get catapulted, and there again, me going through some more of the worst of the worst. So please comment on that. Was that a good one? That's one of my fond memories too. The little shit. I'll never forget that. I'm tied up. I'm bowed up, right? I can't get free. My arms are tied up. I have to sit there and wait for, I don't remember who it was, whoever came. Somebody had to undo it's that, what the dog goes on, right? It's like a metal chain with plastic around it, but it's thin. It's very thin. But like I said, it's kind of like metal and a plastic clear tubing. So when he goes around me, like I said, he's literally tied me up. I'm bowed up. I can't move at all. You know what I'm saying? He run around this thing 3-4 times, and that's all it took. And there I am, go through the fence, and I'm bowed up, and I had to sit there. I remember I had to sit there for hours. I'd sit there for a couple hours. There was no one around, And so yeah. The dog. What are we gonna label this one? What do you call that? So is that some crazy shit, or is that some crazy shit? So yeah, when I said that everything, yeah, everything. And there again yesterday, I forgot all about Jody. I forgot about that. I don't keep up with this shit. I got ADD, and my brain don't work like the rest of the world's. So yeah. We're at work. We just got to work. And like I said, there was crazy ass coincidence. Please, somebody say something about it. The guy lived in Atlanta and lives in Colorado. The odds are, what are the odds there? I just meet this guy, start talking to him, do some snooping, see he's from Atlanta, and then we talk, do some more snooping, and find out he's fucking Jody. I mean, I didn't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? That's just trivia. It's not like I care or nothing. But one day I did, long years ago. So I don't know what kind of, What's up, bud?
I'm Jay.
Oh, okay.
With the pre-lawn care.
Okay.
This is the right house, right?
I have no idea. I'll call my boss. Hang on. Stay ADD.